Google's new AI podcast tool goes viral. What the hell is a podcast tool?
There's a new hit podcast taking X and the tech world by storm. It's called Google Deep Dive. It's taking on everything from the latest in science to classical literature. The only catch, the hosts aren't real, and the producer is you.
What? The hosts aren't real? And you're the producer? So wait, are you like creating a podcast? Like using like avatars and you're just writing stuff and they say what you write or something? Or
this is all part of Google's new Notebook LM project. And Deirdre Bosa has more in today's Tech Check. Hi, Dee.
Morgan, I hope you're intrigued because instead of telling you about this new tool, I'm going to show it to you. Now, earlier in the show, I heard that you guys were talking about that JP Morgan iPhone survey. Here's another version of that in podcast form with 2 AI-generated podcasters.
oh my God, I already hate this. This is disgusting. Google, you should be ashamed of yourself. This is retarded. Like literally, this is exactly what people don't want from AI. Like make some equipment that would literally record my voice so I could record a podcast, and then you cut out all the bullshit, all the airspace or like dead air, right? And you upload it to all the streaming services. Make an AI tool that does that. Make an AI tool that puts voice and video together that will match audio and video. Like make an AI that does that. Don't make an AI that creates fake people, because this is just ridiculous. Because I'm not going to listen to this, and I hope nobody listens to anything that's AI generated, especially a podcast.
Get this, we're diving deep into iPhone territory today, but not just any iPhone chit-chat.
Like what? They even put the Like you don't need that. Like you don't need to try to sound human, bro. Like this is, and it's just weird because it's one person writing a conversation between 2 people. So that's not even a podcast. That's not even a real podcast. Like we're already seeing it on YouTube with YouTubers putting out, instructionals or even reviews now. Like there's a couple manga channels that review mangas, and it's the whole thing is AI. The AI voice, they just show pictures on the screen. Then they did one time they did a fake avatar looking dude, and it's just really creepy. And it's just like, honestly, bro, like, are you that lazy? Is it that hard for you to just do this right here and have a real human interaction? Because this right here, these 3 things, that's what people want. They don't want no fake bull crap. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even say the word bull crap, but this is a load of bull crap right here, okay? I usually have a harsher word for that, but we're going to stick to it.
Right.
We're talking about why people are really shelling out for those new Apple phones. Luckily, we've got some clues to work with. We've got this juicy JP Morgan survey.
Yeah.
Over 500 people.
Yeah. Oh,
gave their
wow.
insights on smartphones and buying decisions.
What?
That's a pretty good sample size, actually.
Yeah, it gives us a good snapshot of what's really going on.
Oh my God. Seriously? Like, you don't need that. These are 2, like, this is a robot voice. And, like, does anyone else hate the way AI sounds? Like, you could tell when an AI starts talking, automatically it's AI. And that shit bugs me, because I know if it's AI or not. Like, all these, like, fake songs that come out, like, whether it's, like, oh, listen to the new Kendrick, and it's, like, obviously AI. It's like, dude, what the fuck? And then the cadence changes, like how he was like, oh, luckily, and then he's like, the whole cadence changes. So there's like, that's just annoying. I don't know, man. It's hard to listen to.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but this blew my mind. This is all AI generated, and it sounds pretty close to how someone might expect Carl and I or Carl and Morgan to sound on a podcast breaking down that JP Morgan survey, right down to the uh-huhs and the...
I could get it for comedy value, like having a crazy conversation, like just writing an insane conversation, but like, other than that, what's the point? Rather than you're just lazy, you're going to type this out to put out some kind of like review or whatever, but like it's not a podcast. This is not a podcast tool, because this is not a podcast. This is a fucking fraudcast, okay? AI fraudcast tool, because this is not two people talking. That is what a podcast is. It's one person or two people talking about their thoughts. If it's one person writing and it's just the AI talking about whatever, I'm more cool with that. Whatever, that's fine. But if you're going to have two people and you're writing for two people and it's one person, that's just, you're out of your mind. You're insane, because now you're just having two fake sentient beings agree with each other. And it's just like, you could be talking about any kind of crazy topic, and they're like, yeah, I actually agree with that. Oh yeah, it's totally. And then this, and now they're both like, I don't know. It's kind of just this part of the AI shit really pisses me off.
Banter. It's worth the full 10-minute listen, which we'll post. Now,
No, it is not. It is not.
One useful example for
I'm telling you right now, it's not.
our audience, but Notebook LM is billed more broadly as a personal AI research assistant. Students are using it to make their textbooks into more engaging podcasts. Lawyers can upload legal briefs, sign.
Okay, see, that's smart. Let me go back. Let me hear the good stuff about it. How are we using it for good? Because I hate the way that was.
More engaging podcasts. Lawyers can upload legal briefs, scientists with lab notes and research papers. This is powered by Google's most advanced AI model, Gemini 1.5.
Okay, so using it as a note tool, that's awesome, right? Using it as notes, but not a podcast, okay? So this title is a little misleading, because she didn't bring up what, people are using it for podcasts, but the title says AI podcast tool, which I understand, because you're making it sound like it's a podcast, and you could just put all your notes there and it sounds like two people are talking like in a podcast. Totally get that. I would rename it, because, yeah.
Pro, and judging by the reactions to it, including my own and the Tech Check teams and the broader tech community on X, this could be the next killer app in generative AI. Now, the next big thing in Gen AI has been multimodal capability, or the ability.
Celebrity voice chatbots, that's retarded. OpenAI advanced voice mode, sure. Apple Siri upgrades, yeah, right, whatever.
To process and understand multiple types of input and output, like text, images, video, audio, even sensory data.
That's literally ChatGPT.
Audio in particular, guys, is proving a competitive battleground with Meta's celebrity voice chatbots, OpenAI's advanced voice mode that was outlined at Developer Day earlier this week, and Apple and Amazon's promises for better voice assistants, Siri and Alexa. Google, though, may just have the viral moment here with this Notebook LM multimodal capability.
Yeah, they're definitely putting more eyes on their products by doing that first and being the first ones to jump on that. Super smart. Super smart.
Plus a killer use case. Now, its product lead posted this meme saying, our TPUs right now on X just a few days ago, suggesting that all of this attention has strained Google's AI chip infrastructure. And keep in mind, guys, that this is still in labs, aka Google's beta or experimental mode, as Google tends to do. As we know, though, the space and technology, it moves incredibly fast. OpenAI's billions in new capital, that will make sure that it stays that.
Yeah, like the stuff that they release is just stuff that is almost done with. And they have so much other stuff that they haven't released or talked about. And it's probably even crazier, right? Like some type of quantum computing AI, where you could literally like ask it to create something physical for you or something like that, like that's like quantum computing is going to be the day there's world peace.
That way, and they'll have a competitor. And you might just think finally that this is podcasts and maybe gimmicky, but that's like saying ChatGPT was just a chatbot. Some of the biggest platform shifts are driven by consumer adoption and sets the stage for enterprises to pick up. And this podcast, a good example.
Well, it is gimmicky if you're using it as a podcast tool to create fake podcasts, right? That is gimmicky. And it's lazy. And it's cheap, right? It's hacky. It's just hacky. You're just going to... Especially if you're putting it like on YouTube, like if someone recorded their notes or recorded their textbook and they posted it on YouTube and they're like, look, check out this information. It's like, all right, that's like it's just tacky. Like it is tacky. She can't say it's not tacky, because it is. Like when they're saying that you can't say it's this or you can't say it's that, gaslight. I could say whatever I want. Because if it is, then it is.
Example of what Gen AI can do.
I have so many questions. I have so many.
Yay.
And I will definitely listen to the full thing here. As a podcaster myself, I'm really curious how this is going to shake out. But the voices themselves, I just want to go back.
Well, then she should know. If she's a podcaster herself, she should know. She should be kind of on the same view that I'm on.
To that, because there's already been this sort of sticky issue of, you know, who owns the voices,
Yes.
where the voices are coming from. We know FTC is looking at stuff like this right now. I just wonder how that's factoring in here.
Right, so you can sort of generate or build totally unique voices, but if you want, say, a John Cena or Judi Dench, like Meta does, you
Dude, fucking John Cena. Oh my God. It's like, this is John Cena's new podcast. I use his voice on some of my notes. Here are my notes for my new quantum computing that I'm working on. And then John Cena's voice pops up and it's like, you can see me.
license it, right? And so this whole licensing issue is becoming so interesting in generative AI. In this case, for Notebook LM, you actually upload the documents yourself. You can upload text from a web page. You can't go past paywalls.
Great studying tool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, great studying tool. Because I take a lot of my information from podcasts. This is why I didn't like the title and what I thought that, you know, people are going to use, and I still do think people are going to use it for this, but this is I get a lot of my information obviously from podcasts, right? I'm not no like major. I didn't go to college, right? I don't have a major in anything. I'm not a science major. I'm not anything. I paid attention in school. I'm not stupid. But, like, I get a lot of my information from listening to scientific podcasts like Neil deGrasse Tyson and plenty of others. I'm not going to sit here and name a bunch. But, like, you know, nutritionists, neurosurgeons, neurologists, right? And, like, so it is a cool tool if you got to put a textbook or a bunch of notes into something. It makes it easier for you to retain because it is easy to listen to something and retain it rather than like read it, because especially in America, we grew up most of our lives listening to teachers give us information that we have to take in and, you know, boom. And then obviously we read, but like a lot of the teaching, 90% of the teaching is them saying it, us retaining it, right? So it's easier for me to retain information hearing it like in that kind of format. So it's smart. It's very smart. I'm not against this. This is awesome. I'm going to hate it when they use it as a literal podcast and they post it and they go, podcast episode 486, the blank of a nucleus. Like, I get it. It's cool because we're getting information out there and I'm not opposed to that. But as a hardcore podcast fan, I think that is tacky.
But you can upload up to, I believe, 50 different documents or audio pieces to give you something. So it also says that they don't share it, they don't use it to actually build further upon it. But it's tricky, Morgan. It does raise a lot of questions, and the industry is figuring that out now. How much do you license? Who do you license from? How much do you pay? That's all being negotiated in real time.
It does seem like every day is
who cares if they're not taking voices from, you know, just regular everyday people? Who cares where the voices come from? Who cares how much it costs for that? Like, that's totally irrelevant. Other than, like, if it's not a celebrity voice and it's just an AI generated voice, why does it matter? Like, I just don't get it. Well, yeah, that's cool.